Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you again with another game of hardcore Minecraft. Once again, promising a boring video where nothing of interest happens at all. I actually don't know what I'm going to do. But first, I do know what I'm going to do. I need to build a little sugarcane farm, and we'll just grab that dirt. The bamboo can wait, and then once I do a little bit of that, we're going to go back over and try to see what's going on in Pandaland and see if I can recapture the joy that I felt whenever I first discovered Panda. Do I need a hoe for any of this? No, I don't think so. So all the pets are happily sitting around. We'll grab the boat just so I don't forget it. Although, of course, keeping it in my inventory is no guarantee that I'll take it anywhere practical. My iron boots look so terrible compared to the rest of me. You know, at least the helmet is stylish and gold. But the pumpkin and melon patches, you know, they degrade with time, but only a little bit. The ability to get so much out of them without having to go back and replant is quite nice because, of course, like on my normal beginning of the day cycle when I just run into town to do whatever, how convenient that all of these things are on the way. Just lets me get a little bit of economic stuff done while I'm focusing. But we are going to get the hoe into the inventory just because I need to get a little bit of wheat, and it's like I couldn't tell if it was matured. This row is. I'm much more used to playing in first person, where it's just slightly easier to see a couple of things for me. The close-up tone of the shifting color, because it gets like, I guess it's not terribly hard to see. Like this one right here is less mature, but when you're in first person, of course, you're so much closer. So it's like got the darker brown edges on it, rather than the nice pure gold of wheat that is ready to be plucked from the ground. But that's going to be enough wheat for the moment, because we don't need tons of it. We're really just grabbing a handful of stuff. Along the way, we're going to do a trade with Master Farmer here once we melon up. I guess I didn't even farm that many melons there. But it's still going to be enough to get, oh yeah, a whole brace of emeralds. We're up to 16 again, which is not terribly outside of where you would need to be. So I guess, yeah, why don't I just, instead of selling all of that wheat, because we can use this and breed some more cows and then carry on with our business. Oh, well, they definitely do come outside, which is fine. I mean, the cows are fine. I just don't know, like, we're gonna fix this eventually. We're gonna make it so that the cow is not that the cow farm is not attached to these people's house and working space. This iron golem, long suffering, he's probably tired of the moos, but he'll be okay. I believe in him. Yeah, I hate to spend so many emeralds on a pick, but well, I'm not really planning on going out adventuring too much, so we can hold on to it for a second longer. We've got an absolute ton of villagers now. Okay, yeah, I was thinking in my head that I had a lot of wheat laying around anyway. I think we'll probably, yeah, we'll just we'll make it into bread real quick and throw it at these people, and then carry on with our business. You never want to stare at them, you know. Except I left a crafting table somewhere. I have like 8 crafting tables in random spots in this village, and yet one is never around whenever I immediately want to see it. Alright, so we've burned about half of this day. And yeah, so for the rest of it, we'll just set up a little sugarcane farm. For that, of course, we will need, you guessed it, sugarcane, which we'll find over here. This will be enough for just a little bit of a setup. The thing with sugarcane is that it also does not require replanting as long as you don't hit carelessly at the bottom level. But we are going to hit it at the bottom level there. Am I destroying the rare 4-height sugarcane as it exists in the world? I think I am. We're going to leave this one as a monument to the fact that it can happen. But the rest of these, because I never see them grow that high, but that one was that high when I met it. And suddenly, we've got, 27 sugarcane, which is a good amount. Oh no. I was striking the pig with the bed, which is not a good way to have a clean pork chop or a clean bed. There are a lot of cows over here. Well, you know what that means. Time for leather. We already have quite enough cows on the inside of the village, of course. When you have the enchantments called looting, you get a lot more drops of certain kinds from creatures, but I do not have that yet. One day I will. And I'm doing this rather than going to the jungle just because night is going to fall in like a minute and a half, and I figured I would just run around here, see if there's any weird things going on. Maybe a lush cave entrance. We've seen the strange tree that I believe to be an indicator for it, but it's over in that direction. Is this a little flower forest rather than just a normal forest? That's a lot of those lilies. I thought it was old growth birch is what the name of, yeah, so it is. And this is just a little flower spot. A true flower forest would have like massive lines of all of that kind of thing. This one just has, what I would call a nice pleasant amount. A lot of roses here. And I forgot to plant my cactus, and I forgot that the whole point of getting the sugarcane was to plant it. This is how quickly I can lose my focus. But we're going to be able to get plenty of red dye for whatever we want that for. I think probably to make some pink sheep. Of course, you can't do that with red dye. You could only make red sheep. But I think with enough creativity, you could make a white dye. I think there's a lot of different ways to make white dye. So, where to build this farm? We could do it right here, and there's no reason not to, so I think that's when we'll do the initial one. That'll also let some of the legwork in building it be done. So, as you probably know, but I'll say out loud anyway, the way to do a sugarcane farm is it's got to have water on both sides. So you just have a strip of land. It can be planted in like water on one side. The farm should have it on both sides for efficiency's sake. You can plant it in sand. But what you can't do is have water not around it. So if you put a couple of things here to make no water here, the sugarcane will just break and your farm will be temporarily ruined. Like right there, because this was on this side, as I demonstrate, you can't do that. And I just usually build a farm like that, and you can plant sugarcane just by walking back. Typically, it works fine, but sometimes you'll get like a bonus plant on the top, but it's not a big deal. It's pretty easy to get down. But that's all you got to do for sugarcane. It scales up very quickly. It doesn't take terribly long to grow. And I think probably sugarcane, it was one of my very first farms in my survivor world. Before I even knew how to make paper or that I wanted to. Hey Garuda, I'm home, buddy. You know, I still knew that I wanted trailed off. I was looking for salmon because we established that the cats don't want cooked food. You know, they're okay. We're going to let all the animals run around for the night, and we'll just lay down. And they'll compete to see who curls up at the foot of the bed, and that kind of thing. All right. Good times. You sit on your box. How noble. You guard the door. Garuda, you know what to do. Oh, I had these emeralds all along. So we are going to be able to go get diamond boots, and then using that, we'll run off into the forest. I still forgot to plant the cactus, which I'm about to go and do now. Do I have a shield on me? Here we go. So we will be one step closer to glory here in a second. We will meet the armor smith in his natural habitat and induce him to trade. Speaking of natural habitat, he lives down here or something? Is this village like really just one village, or is it two that happen to be next to each other? These are questions. I'm not sure. Alright, so here we go. Ever more stylish, constantly reaching towards glory, fish in hand, time to run. So the goal for today is throw some of this junk in a chest, which is my typical behavior. I'm like, okay, there's too many things to be carrying. Why don't I just throw it into a chest? Think about it later. That's what a mature person would do. The cactus. Oh my goodness, the cactus. I'm gonna plant it. All right, there we go. Great success. So the cactus will grow, and from that one cactus that we bought from a wandering trader, it'll be like a Jack and the Beanstalk scenario. It'll grow up to the very heavens and be an inspiration to everyone, or not. One of those things will come true. But I just need to run to the auto smelter real quick and not swim like that. If I had like a wall to slide up against, it would go a lot quicker, but that's not nearly as stylish as having a waterfall, so I elected to do it this way. I just wanted to see, can I make bamboo into charcoal? No. Can I eat bamboo? No. I think you can just build with it. You might be able to use it for fuel. Can I fuel with bamboo? Yes, absolutely can. Or rather, that fire's an old fire, so we don't know. I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to switch the coal in there just because I don't want to run out. I need to get another hopper for the side, but I also... More than that, I need to get going on this adventure, or it's going to go on nightfall on me. And with a mere 8 torches in hand. Alright, so I need to make sure that I don't Geronimo too far off. That could be perilous indeed. And also, oh, some nice fishing to be done. But apparently my sword style is too weak. And I don't... Yeah, I don't have a shovel on me, which is not great, but, you know, it's not something that I terribly am upset about either, since I don't think I'll need a shovel. Although if I run into, you know, something that I want to dig up, I'll be wrong. Oh yeah, this would just be an absolute nightmare to try to navigate your way through. Is a bird? Do I not have any seeds? Oh, truly the despair of life is upon me. Alright, great. Everything is better now. Hello, beautiful blue parrot. No, eat and be my friend. He does not want to be my friend. I thought it was going to work out. Maybe he doesn't like melon seeds. Maybe he wanted some variety. But we're just going to try a few more. Come on. Hey! Now he is a good bird who will follow me around. And dare I say, get onto my shoulder? Yes! Oh, well, you know, not permanently, but for a little while. He is flying around all fun, but we're going to go and look for pandas because that was the original goal. About halfway through the day, and it looks like... Oh, boy. So, it looks very much like we've discovered a hole in the earth. And, well, I sort of want to go a little further. I just need to get a bucket so that I can get up easily without building all the way down and making it simple for monsters to come up from there, if that is their inclination. So there's something growing in there. I can't tell if that's like a lush cave block or not because it's pretty far away. So we're just going to investigate a little bit. That is the sound of the deep. And what I'm doing right here is just trying to make it a little more safe to jump down in between angry sounds that go anger in the dark. So here's a time when I would have liked to have a shovel, but you know, I think there's a bunch of stuff in there, but if I just focus on not being afraid of the sounds, it'll be fine. And those are indeed lush cave indicators, so I don't want to... Yeah, I don't want to get too far into this, but there we go. Lush cave down there. Fantastic. So this is definitely going to be our next site of exploration whenever we go down, but I don't really have time to get into that right now. Oh, it doesn't go on that side. Okay. Because the objective was to find another panda if another panda exists. But the secondary objective to find beautiful new locations has got a new marker on it for this area right here. So that's good. We'll get another bucket. How far out? Yeah, so actually pretty close to nightfall again. And unfortunately, my real life time wanes a little bit too. So I think we're just going to take the bird home, maybe do a little building for like an expansion of the house, because we definitely need to do that. Yep, absolutely terrible to think of trying to move through this jungle and protect yourself. Misery. But fortunately, that's not what we have to do. We are nice and safe here. We've got a nice safe bird. And I'm going to do what I should have done a really long time ago and just put a few torches out in this area, just making it a little bit safer. Yeah, so additions to the house. Obviously, we should probably make like some nice carpets for the pets to lay around on. And then, I mean, we'll need another room. We should build off another room like right here, and that'll maybe like expand out in that direction. Because we'll need like a library, or like for the enchanting table anyway. Need a bigger room for the pets, probably. Just a lot of stuff that we'll need. And I think, yeah, we'll just burn down the iron boots. It seems so wasteful, but what are you going to do? Hmm. Good old Garuda. You know, you can always rely on him. You'll come home and he'll be looking at you, name tag, cunningly displayed, and just reminds you how good it all is. Now Bella's got a nice pink collar. That will suit her. So, I probably shouldn't have made the pink wool. I was thinking I could make a carpet out of one of them, but I think I need multiples. But it's not a big deal. It's pretty trivially easy to get pink dye. There's a lot of simple ways to acquire it. And here's the phase in inventory management where I just try to jam everything into a box so that I can say that I have space. And then later, I will lament that I can't find anything. A classic pairing. So bamboo blocks are directional, so that's interesting. Might be able to like put them out sideways. They're sort of like wood would be. When you break one, you get a bamboo block. Yeah, so that's nice. This one looks much prettier. You get the cross section of it. We're just gonna lay down for the night. And how much more time do I have to play? A little bit, just a little bit. Well, I think we'll do something atypical then, and end the video on a striking, adventurous note. We're just gonna grab some charcoal here. I'm gonna put more of this junk in here because I don't want to travel with it. And we're just gonna set out to the wild yonder, because more than anything, what we need, we'll have our doors, we have our various tools. It's like, can I travel without a shovel? I'll actually really need one for where we're going. But fortunately, now we've got one. And basically what we're going to do is just go in a direction and search for cherry trees. Once we plant a little bit on this farm. And if not cherry trees, then some other interesting place. But we're just going to go for a couple of minutes and then call the video while we're in the middle of nowhere. So, real quick, before we leave, negative 2K-ish, 900-ish. And we're just going to set out. The thing about being on water is if there's not guardians, you don't really have to worry about basically anything because you're so fast. I say that. I think it's true. With my luck, I'd be struck by lightning as I went across an ocean. So this is an archaeological site here. We've already raided it. But while we're going to search for cherry trees, in effect, we're looking for anything. Any village that looks interesting, anything that's not that area over there, which is a monument. So I might just follow this jungle down to the end of it and see what goes on in that direction. And that would make sense too, because at least that's following a biome that I have some familiarity with. The drum solo was fun, but I didn't know how long it was going to go on. And as a percussionist, you never want to let a drummer play forever. Most of us would be willing to. What's that over there? A weird island with pumpkins on it, maybe, on the other side of that monument? We'll check it out, but, you know, from a safe angle. And all we're finding here is, you know, more of the same. A massive bamboo jungle, but we already had one. We're just looking out to see if we can find any pandas. Just, you know, from the outside looking in. I doubt it'll be as amazing as the one we found the other day. Oh, what a glorious panda he was. So yeah, we were definitely... This is just a couple hundred blocks in one direction from where we started. I do want to build a sand pillar. Although torch mining, now that I'm thinking of it, torch mining might be much more practical. Save the axe and all, or the shovel. And it's so much more practical. And then we're just going to crack our torches, pick them all back up, and build a little sand pillar here. We're gonna build it here rather than like right on the edge like I normally do, and just I don't have my boat on me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take a little bit of fall damage here, get my boat on me, so that I can boat down and get up high. And of course, the point of a pillar is both for style and for like a waypoint beyond F3, and for scouting, and that's really the most important thing. Because this is where I'm going to be able to look around and see if there's anything cool to see for a while, and it doesn't look like there is. That zombie is just chilling. It looks like this jungle is broken up by the river there, which makes sense, and then also in a tiny segment with the dark forest, which makes that a kind of unique island, and then further over there. We've got a vast sort of lukewarm ocean look over here. Might find a coral reef if we go much further in that direction. Certainly bears thinking about. And then very carefully, because, you know, hardcore, I'm going to put the boat up here. Every time I do a move like that, I think, you're sure this works? And I am sure that it works, but even just thinking about it makes me a little unsure. It's like I couldn't tell if I was eating the salmon. I needed to hear the crunching sounds. So I don't actually know how rare cherry tree biomes are, but I know that they're not like absolutely all over the place. But we're gonna search for one. And I think right now we're just going to strike clear across the ocean. We've got 2.5 or so minutes tonight. Yep, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just going to go out to the vast expanse and see what happens. There might be shipwrecks and coral reefs. There might be all sorts of interesting stuff. We just got to keep an eye out for peril, and you know, keep an eye on the horizon. It looks like what we're seeing there is a blue shift as this type of ocean, which I think is lukewarm, yeah, deep lukewarm, as it changes into a different sort of ocean in this direction. And we're headed sort of in the direction of spawn a little bit, which is alright. We're just like going a big circle, but we wouldn't have headed this way. Alright, so there's another portal there. I have just a tiny amount of time, but I'm going down. Alright, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to be stuck out in the middle of the ocean overnight. But we're just going to go straight. And then when we find an island, that's where we'll set up. What's the worst that could happen? Don't say that out loud ever. So it would be smarter to go for that island, but that's more like in the direction that I was going and doesn't make me seem like an intrepid adventurer. There's a monument over there we can tell from the sea lanterns. To the best of my knowledge, which is limited, the only real danger at sea are guardians, and then the drowned, which are like zombies, not very bright, and altogether like not good at pressing attacks. So, monument there, monument there, monument here. A lot of monuments generating in this area, but we're not going to go inside them. I've got no interest in that. I just have an interest in this madcap project where I go out of sight of land, totally out of sight of land, as night falls. So we're about to find out how this game works and see what happens. But I'm confident that if we just drive for a little bit further, we're gonna find something to hang our hat on. We've got plenty of distance from that monument. And I'm going to cut in this direction now to sort of go far in between this one and that one here. as we approach towards X0 and just a couple of thousand blocks out. The other one. So is this another monument? Yep. So we've got another monument right there. Quite a lot of monuments, but I guess they're sort of far apart. And then another one over there where the moonrise is happening, perhaps. But we're just gonna... Alright. We're going to leave the rain and move into this part of the ocean. And will you look at that? It looks like there's a beautiful village on the side of this mountain, or rather, not a mountain, but just a plains area, but just sort of raised up a little bit. So no beaches for the people to go to. A small little village, it looks like, at least what I can see of it. And is that a huge mountain that they are in the shadow of? Very cool. It looks... Oh yeah, it is. Would you look at that? Pretty nice. That's just beautiful. Yeah, maybe the village that I have is 2 villages, because this seems like a much smaller amount of structures. But they've got, they've got their work cut out for them. But I'm about to help them out for that, because whenever I showed up, there was a skeleton running around. They had zombies. All right, so first things first, first-person view. We've got a little bit of light coverage. Crack the spider to get rid of high mobility. Now it's just on to dealing with 2 zombies. 1 down, 2 down, check 6, fine. Is that a little one? No, it's a big one. He's not really caring about us. That's good. These people have got a lot of sheep. And exactly 1 more skeleton that I want to see. Perhaps more. But my armor now is quite excellent. I'm just going to tank a hit from a spider to see what it even does. Half a heart sometimes. Alright, so anyway, armor's good. We've got Prot 1 and Prot 3, so a total of 4 levels of protection. These guys are just hanging out outside. Like, they do not care about the night. They do not care about the creepers. Gentlemen, might I suggest to you that you are in peril? Boom. Anyway, I'm bad at killing creepers. But they're dealt with now. We have plenty of stuff to pick up. These villagers need to go to bed. Perhaps they loaded in the middle of the night and villagers' queues are tied to specific hours of the day. That would sort of make sense. Because none of these guys have associated with a house. So I think we showed up at night and the game only tells them to go somewhere like at morning or at nightfall, perhaps. But we'll see here in a second if the villagers wake up and walk around. And it looks like, well, someone's going to choose to be a cleric right now. I think he's going to. Yep, we got a cleric. This one's going to be a farmer. And perhaps 1 more will choose to be a librarian. But anyway, that's nice, successful thing. This guy wants to be an armor smith, but of course, the well-known disorder in these houses is keeping him from accessing the job block. So it looks like they've just got 3 or 4 villagers here. Yeah, it must have been a double village, my village that I set up at. So there's, a world of possibilities in front of us here. We can travel up into the mountain and see if any of it looks cool. But that's going to do it for this video. I really gotta get on with my day. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. And before I leave, I'm gonna deal with this creeper situation over here. He is slightly camouflaged, but not highly camouflaged. I say as I totally lose sight of him. Alright, I thought there was one over here. Apparently, I was seeing things. That's alright. But as I was saying, that's going to do it for this video. I've absolutely got to put on my socks and shoes and get on with my day. But I just can't stop looking around. But I must. It looks like we've got the mountain there, and then some more icy stuff in that direction. So this is negative 400 and then 2500 out. And you don't have to go too far in Minecraft to find something beautiful. But that is true of the world as well. So I recommend that you try and find something nice in Minecraft if that's your inclination. And if not, then perhaps in the outside lands. Clouds can be nice sometimes, or not. Really up to you. But as I said, it really is time. And that means that's about the last word from me.